see it on the screen. All right. And we're live, I think. Let me check. I am
Says
right here.
live.
Well, hello. Hello. Yay. Hi. Oh, thank you, friend.
Hey, Caitlin.
Galen's here. We're good. All right. Well, hello, Ben.
Hello there. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. This is fun.
We're having a bit of a Berkeley reunion here.
Yes. Yes. I really loved living up there. I loved going to school there. That was one of the harder things I've ever done in my life was to get through there, But I was just up there just recently. It was nice to be there. Yeah. Yeah. I went to see one of my pen pals lives there, and then one pen pal that we share in common lives in San Jose, and so he came up and we all had breakfast. It was nice.
Yeah. Nice. Next time you're out, let me know. And Will is here. Hello,
hey, William. Good to see you.
Nice. Yeah, he's a friend. He's around.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So I kind of yanked Ben out of his job today a little bit, maybe.
luckily, I worked at home, so it was easier to sort of like make the. But I am here in my home office, which is otherwise known as a stationery store. If you see behind me back there,
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see a lot of inks.
There's a lot of ink. There's a lot of pads, a lot of notebooks. All of that bottom shelf is notebooks on this side, like writing pads on that side, and loose paper, and then ink and pens and ink, so it's fun. There's more over here.
What's your paper? What's going on with the paper?
I have a lot of different. I described myself the other day as a paper tramp, to be a little more nice about it. But I love bank paper, both Yamamoto bank paper, Yamamoto premium bank paper, regular bank paper, life bank paper. I love aerofil. Although the thing with aerofil is that you have to be prepared for it to like essentially make your lines one size fatter. So if you because it's pretty absorbent, but it shows sheen and shimmer just gorgeously. It's really a beautiful, beautiful thing. But it does, like, if you want a fine line, write with an extra fine, and then Clairefontaine for my notebooks, for work. Those are great. Like the Essentials Clairefontaine notebooks are very good for work. They don't cost a fortune, and they're pretty sturdy, and I can drag them around to work.
I think they got just a little bit more expensive these days, but they're still good.
Everything is a little more expensive these days, right? But these are great. These are great. This is what I take my work notes on, and they're good.
Hello. Welcome, Carmen.
Hey, Carmen.
Oh, hi, Carmen. And of course, my friend Bart is here.
Yay, Bart. And mine.
And yours. So many people you and I talk to, turns out.
Yeah.
So moving up, I'm going to leave pens for later, but What's going on with your inks? What are the brands you have the most?
I use different inks for different things, but I have a lot of ink. So I am a big fan of some really basic inks because I like some vintage pens. So I have my Waterman inks and my Aurora inks. My Aurora Blue Black is, I never really imagined being into blue black. I wasn't for a long time, but then sort of as time has come along, I really am falling in love with blue blacks of various kinds. So I have Mysterious Blue in the Waterman, and I have the true blue black in the Aurora, which I love. So those are great for vintage. I am a big fan of Sailor Manyo inks.
All right.
Like Ume and Yamoji. huge fans of those. Uh, I have a lot of. I like Jacques Rouban Shogun ink.
Ah,
I like that black with the gold shimmer in it. It's really pretty. So, um, um, and then I mean, I've got a lot of diamine inks. You know what is really a great ink is Majestic Blue from Diamine. Annabelle turned me on to that because Annabelle uses it. Annabelle Hiller uses it. And it's funny, I keep getting turned on to inks by nib grinders because Kirk Spear turned me on to Kujaku, Oroshizuku Kujaku, which I absolutely love. And so, they have these go-to inks that they use, and it's like, well, what is this ink? So,
you might see a little bit of residue. This is the one that Annabelle did at San Francisco for me. So now I know which ink she used.
Yes, it's Majestic Blue, and it has that beautiful sort of magenta sheen on it, which I'm a sucker for a blue ink with a magenta sheen, so. Yeah, it's.
Happy birthday. It's Alexandra's
Happy birthday, Ms. Alexandra.
Oh, Layla's here.
And hi, many more. And Layla. Yay, Layla.
Yeah, good people all around today. Yeah. Yeah, so thank you for that. And it was a very much a good kind of segue into San Francisco.
Yeah. Yeah, San Francisco was so much fun. I mean, I've been to it twice now, 2 years hand running. And I know enough people now to have pen shows be a different experience than they were in the very beginning. In the very beginning, it was just so overwhelming and I didn't know anyone. And it was just like, I didn't have a plan. I didn't know what I was like, because really I think you need to sort of have a plan about what you're intending to look at, what you're intending to buy, because otherwise you could just get dazed. And the first time I went to a pen show, I probably left in about 3 hours. It was just too much. And I'm not even a person who has difficult time with being in crowds or all that, but it was just overwhelming. So, but now I know enough people that I can just basically hang out and have a good time with all of my friends, and then get my nib grinds and look around for the 3 or 4 pens that I'm hoping to find. And if I can't find them, try not to buy anything else. Right. So, but it was a wonderful show. The only thing with SF is that it's crowded. I mean, it's just, you just have to know that. And just during the worst parts of it, just say, you know what, I'm just going to go out to the Starbucks. I'm going to sit and hang out with somebody and talk in the lobby. Yeah. And I'm not going to try to be in there at, Saturday at 1:00. I'm just going to go out. Right.
And that was the range of feedback I got when I told people I'm going to San Francisco as my first show ever. Yeah. They're like, well, I don't know. It might be a little too much. So that's what I did. Actually, what you said, I took a day off.
Yeah.
I just took a day off. I took Saturday off. I missed out on some stuff. I made peace with that part. But it kind of, helped me recharge and helped me, I guess, get that distance that I needed, but in a good way. It was not, meant mean or anything like that. Like, I still had a lot of fun. Friday, Sunday, I was there on Thursday evening. I mean, all of those evenings, they were amazing. I mean, we go there for pens, sure. But if you go there and you stay there for, duration of the show, you're there for the people.
It is the people, really. It is the people. And that is just so much fun to go out. And I was really lucky this last time. I have 2 pen pals, one from San Jose and one from Seattle, who are both going. We'd never met in person. And so we got a chance to spend time together in person and go out to lunch and just, I ended up going out to lunch with Greg twice, which was really fun. I mean, he's just a wonderful person in person and not just on paper, right? And my friend from Seattle was wonderful, and we had such a good time. And so, you're not, that community continues to broaden, both friends, but then also my whole thing is letters. And so getting to meet them in person was just so fun. I really, but I got to go out with a bunch of my pen friends, and hang out in the bar at the one across the way. Why am I not remember the name of it?
I was staying at the Aloft. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, Aloft. That's it. That's it. That's where the action is at night at the SF Pen Show, is in that bar. So, just having a good time. Yes, Carmen, we're looking forward to having you be there too.
Carmen missed out, I think, this year for
Wow, and I have been plotting to make sure that you get there. So yes.
Nice. No, there's so many. I think the most surreal part is when you have someone come up to you and they're like, "Hi, I'm so and so from Instagram," and it's like,
yes.
"Oh, I love it." I mean, it's
that even happened to me.
Surreal.
That even happened to me. I was getting a pen grind with CY, and this young man says, "Oh, you're Ben Kemper, Letter Perfect. You're all over my feed." I'm like, "What do you mean I'm all over your feed? I'm not even trying to be all over anybody's feed." But what are you talking about? And he did know it was me. It was the strangest thing. So, that's starting to happen for me too, which is weird.
It's really weird. And I think, that's the thing. It's not obnoxious. It's not like, I'm very grateful for it.
Oh yeah.
I was working with a friend of mine, Stationary Universe, Tori. And I was just sitting on the ground behind her table at San Francisco, and someone spotted me and came up, and it was like, "Hey, hi, Marina, when is the desk chatter coming back?" I was like, wow. It's like, you saw me all the way from there. That's amazing.
Right.
So yeah, people are very, very sweet in the community. I feel like that's how I felt.
I have really had that experience. Pen people just tend to be really kind, really supportive. I guess there are some hobbies like stereos and things where it's all about, if you don't have this, you're not it, and how could you even think of that, right? But we can be, we can have a king of pen, and we can hang out with a person who has a Kakuno, and I have both, and I use both, and I love both, and it isn't segmented or hierarchical. And I love that. I really do. And everybody just feels welcome.
Yeah.
And that's how life should be more often. So I love that about the pen community.
And there is something else, because I'm looking at Alexandra's name here, and I think it's time I tell the story, because we're about 13 minutes in. So I think everyone's here, and the way you and I started talking was because I sent you a DM after watching your 20 questions, I believe.
Oh yeah, right.
And there was something that resonated with me in your 20 questions. I mean, they were great in general, because you're very methodical. I think you are very much, you knew what you were talking about, and you were very kind of, this is where I am in my journey. And I think there were two things. And one of the things we talked about, which was people. I didn't know that fountain pens came with the community, right?
Yes. Yeah.
That was a revelation. And I've never heard anyone else really talk about it that way.
Right.
So that was something. Oh, she is shocked now. It's nothing shocking, Alexandra. But you were the only person who mentioned that you would not really want to purchase any vacuum fillers.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I have a real, it's not a good thing or a bad thing in terms of other people. It's just a me thing. I am not wild. Now, I say that, I mean that about like the 823 vacuum filler type, right? Yeah, or the Visconti.
The only one I own.
I had a Visconti vacuum filler that was absolutely the most gorgeous pen in the world. and I sold it because I couldn't take it. That business of having to leave the end open just somehow grates on my nerve, you know. I just that it's just that thing of it running out and me having to open it up, and it's just
Right.
it just in the Visconti I had really did that. I mean, it was an amazing pen. It was I got it from Corsani in Italy. I mean, it was a really special pen. Luckily, I was able to sell it for a fair amount of money, but it just is, no matter how gorgeous it was, that just grated on my last nerve, and I didn't like it. But there are vacuum fillers like this absolutely gorgeous 1935. Now this Parker Vacuumatic. This kind of vacuum is fine with me because this doesn't have that situation. This uses vacuum, but it doesn't have
Can
that.
you turn it around? I think there might be a little bit of like a little dot. I think that was the difference. They might have punctured. I wonder, because the old ones you did not really have to do the whole unscrewing because I think they had like figured out how to have the air circulation going on.
Yeah, these, if you take the blind cap off, this, I'm not going to do it now, but this twists off and then it kind of pumps. It's kind of like a Pilot 70 converter. What is that? The Pilot, I think it's a very similar idea in terms of the way the pump works. But it pulls in. So these I love these because these don't cause any issue. It's just that leaving the thing at the end open. Just, again, not a good thing or a bad thing, just not a good thing for me.
William always tells me about his adventures and older vintage pens, so I believe him.
Yes, no, he had a problem with a Vacuumatic of late, but he's found his way through the wilderness. So I was happy to see that.
And apparently there's some compromat here, apparently with Bart and the interview he gave. And specifically something has to do with orange.
Oh, well, I'm not. I won't fall into that same trap. But I'm kind of with you there, Bart.
But your interview was great, and I feel like that's your whole kind of like the way you expressed yourself about the vacuum pens was what compelled me to start talking to you. And I just don't really there's going back to the community, and we all are very inclusive, but sometimes we tend to focus on the pen.
Yeah.
And I think for a lot of people it's, correct me if I'm wrong, was it Pilot or was it one of those 826? That one, gosh, I always forget the brown or the black kind of see-through.
Oh, 820. I think it's the 823. The vacuum. The vacuum.
23.
Yeah, 823.
Yeah, that is the one. So when I heard your interview, that's when I was considering that pen, and I heard so many stories how people are like, I only have one ink in here because I can't really, I'm not gonna take such a long time to wash this out and blah blah blah. And then my friend Hemingway is like singing praise to this pen, and I believe him. I believe that it's a wonderful pen, and I really am tempted, but I just don't. I don't see myself doing it. And that's when I think the interview.
I think with the business of having to wash it out, and I know that Alexandra doesn't care for that either, but about having to wash out the vacuum pens. She has said that to me. But if you use like an Iroshizuku ink or like a Waterman ink or an Aurora ink or something like that, that's not going to be that bad because you can get they're well behaved, as they say, right? And they'll wash out quickly. But if you do other things, very heavy sheeners or God forbid a shimmer ink in one of those, you could spend the rest of your life trying to get it out of there. But, you know.
I think you're a little bit more adventurous than I am. I don't really have any. I think I have maybe 2 shimmer inks. That's how many I have.
I have a few. I mean, I have, you know, I have the Emerald de Chivor ink, which is a lovely ink. Yeah, see, I told you, she hates it. Yeah.
True story.
Yeah. I have a few. I have some colorverse. I have a few colorverse inks that are shimmer that are pretty. I tend to put them in Kakunos though. You know, because the worst case scenario, I can just toss the whole thing, and it's, you know, it's not that bad. But you know, I enjoy writing with them sometimes, and you know, so.
So there's something I'm gonna trigger Alexandra on her birthday, but imagine Vacuumatic, but it also has an ebonite feed, and you have to wash out the shimmer ink out of there.
No, that,
Terrible.
no, can't go there.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So I mean, that goes to a broader type of discussion as to, you know, what we consider to be grails.
Yeah.
Not because you and I maybe think it's a grail, but the community does, in a way.
Yeah, it's interesting. Grails feel amorphous to me. I mean, you know, there are certainly some pens that are commonly thought of as grails. You know, the Mont Blanc 149s and the Homo sapiens and even for many that 823 is a grail pen. Mm-hmm. I guess most of my grail pens will never actually enter my life because they're like $4,000 or something, and I'm not, at least at this point in my life, that's yet to make sense. You know, now I would have imagined that it would never make sense to spend $1,400 on a pen either, but you know, but I, you know, save my money and I sell other pens to do it, so I don't put myself in debt to do that. I would have to save a long time to get to that $4,000 pen, but you know, for me, most of my grails are Auroras, like Aurora anniversary pens, you know.
Yeah, there you go. And there are people who don't mind it. You know, that's why I ended up with the this one over the 823, because you don't see through it. It's not a see-through pen.
Yeah.
And it doesn't bother me as much.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're not a big demonstrator fan.
I'm okay with them. I'm not, you know, I would never buy a clear.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. I ended up with this. I don't think I'm gonna get anything else. But I got an 8. What is it? 23. So palladium. That's what I wanted.
Right.
And that's about it. And I think that's gonna end my experience with maybe not Visconti in general, but Vax.
Right.
All right. So grail pens. Yes. We can talk about that, Bart, because you were at San Francisco, and so he was hunting. Bart, correct me if I was wrong. You were looking at Hemingway pen from Mont Blanc, and I think that's what we discussed. There was a lot of Mont Blancs. That was one of the kind of, I guess, the perk of going to a pen show for those who have never been is that if you've seen something online in pictures and you're skeptical if this is for you, this is the place where you can really look it up and understand it. Hold it, understand if it weights enough or if it's big enough or small enough, and you know, sometimes you're surprised.
Oh, I have a real hard time buying vintage pens anywhere but a pen show, because inevitably they're a different size than I think they are, and they're almost always too small. So I just vow now to buy all my vintage pens, unless I already know the brand, you know, at pen shows because of that, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, now, there are some beautiful Mont Blancs out there. I mean, I was just coveting the Marcel Proust.
Ooh.
pen
People, people don't
earlier,
talk enough about it. I feel like it's
earlier today.
a
Yeah.
beautiful one.
Yeah. I put a little joke in there. I said that I was going to swan in and take it from him, you know. Yeah.
So for me, and it was not on the show floor, but it was the first time I took a look and hold in my hand. So one of my online friends, if you will, Instagram friends, Olivia, uh, just left me with a bundle of, I think, 8 pens. And most of them were very expensive pens. She just left me. She went up to her room to get something else. And and I was there and I was like, oh.
I know Olivia. I know those pens.
I
Yes.
love her.
Yes. Yes.
She's so great.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that was my moment for the first time in my life, I saw the Dumas pen from Mont Blanc. And I've looked at it online. So there are 2 pens I've liked from the older Mont Blanc collection. And it has been the Fitzgerald pen. And there has been a Dumas pen. And Dumas just took the cake for me. It was a very different, the resin is just, it's mesmerizing in person. And it's a bigger pen than I imagined too. So that was it. And yeah, people are just talking among themselves. I was hoping they're going to tell me what they were looking for. But Bart deviated. And apparently he already has the Hemingway pen, it looks to me.
My friend Stacy just got the Hemingway pen recently. And was able to see it up close and personal. It's a lovely pen.
So is the top, is it wooden? Because it kind of seems to be that the cap is wooden, but I'm not quite sure.
I wouldn't have said so. Yeah, I wouldn't have. I don't remember that, but I can't swear to it one way or the other for sure. Yeah.
I'm looking at it and it's like, is that a wood or is it?
It's a Mont Blanc. Maybe it's ebony. You know, who knows, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. So for those who are waiting for something on my channel. So one thing I do on my channel, I review Mont Blanc inks. Just because I like all the inks, but we can't buy them all. I tend to focus. Guess what just came into my mail?
Oh, wow.
Queen.
I love it. I love it.
And it's supposed to be red.
That's great.
And we'll see how red it is.
I saw every Queen show at the Fabulous Forum here in Los Angeles from like 1976 through 1982 or something. You know, sometimes with a dad waiting for us in the parking lot, you know, but those were amazing shows. So I love Queen. I have to check that ink out.
Yeah, I was so excited because I have the Beatles ink. And I was like, of course I need this one. Yes, even if it's like the 10th red ink in my collection from Mont Blanc.
Right.
They've had a lot of reds. It's been pretty intense. But we need it. So apparently, Bart, I don't know. Sometimes
and then he came to his senses, right?
Oh, Bart. Yeah, Bart and I had a good time in San Francisco, and I feel like you are one of the people that I really wish I spent a little bit more time with. But it was such a good time. Just so many people, right?
Yeah, it was a whirlwind. I mean, we had hoped to spend more time together before we got there, and then it just didn't work out. But that's just the way shows go sometimes. You know, it is. You know, you're going to come down to the LA show, to the California Pen Show?
I would like to. You know, there are a couple of people who asked me to, and I think it might happen just because my husband has family nearby.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
No, that's nice. It's a nice show. You know, Frank and Mario are doing a good job running that show. I'm really impressed with what they've done. I'm very grateful to them because it's my home show, so I want it to be nice, you know. So
tell us a little bit more about that show. You've been to 2 of them so far, right?
Yeah, 2 California Pen shows. Yeah, it's It's not as big as San Francisco. I mean, San Francisco and DC, I guess, are the biggest of the all, right? Um, but it's a substantial show. I mean, you've got a major sized ballroom with all of the big players and a lot of vintage folks, and then big hallways that go all the way around that that have all the folks there. Galen was on one of those hallway tables a couple years ago. Had a nice spot by the window. So it's a good sized show. I mean, they're getting more and more activities in terms of seminars and things like that. First year they were kind of just out of the gate, didn't quite because that was they sort of resurrected what had been the LA Pen Show, and so in the first year they didn't have a whole lot of the classes and seminars and such, but they did have. Well, yeah, they're the same folks who are running it. So that
makes sense.
That would make sense. And they're just nice guys. But I lost my train of thought. It's the best after-hour socializing show. It does have a good bar. Yeah, the Marriott. The Marriott is quite nice, actually. I mean,
so
they do a really good job.
The weird thing I'm gonna say, and I'm sorry for people who do not go to the bar and have the after party. San Francisco, I thought San Francisco had pretty expensive drinks, which is it's San Francisco, it's fine, it's understandable. And then my friend Francisco, who is with Hinze Pens, told me that the drinks were $32 at New York. That show.
Goodness gracious. Well, yeah. I have an advantage as someone who doesn't drink at all. So the guy in the San Francisco show kept giving me my Diet Cokes for free. I wasn't quite sure why, but he was sweet and just said, "Oh no," So I just tipped him, and that was it. But
yeah.
So there's an advantage to being the designated driver in that situation, right?
So I gathered, yeah. So San Francisco was, I think, $17. So I didn't bother much. So
no, that's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. Should smuggle in your own hooch,
But I feel like the insider kind of scoop is that the Aloft Hotel at San Francisco was where the party was at after.
Oh yeah. They don't really even have a bar in the Westin, I don't think. I mean, the Aloft was definitely where it was happening, and it was fun. There were a pool table, and everybody was there, and it was great.
Yeah, so. I saw there were a couple of makers. So Bart was with us, I think 2 nights, and then I had Julia from Julia here, and she was just, I think she and Galina were like my constant companions for the most part, and then we just gathered people around us, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was lovely to meet her. She was charming. Yeah,
she's sometimes you meet people and you're like, oh my god, you're so tall, and that was her.
Yes. That is true. When you've only seen people sitting down on camera, and then all of a sudden, that was definitely the case there.
Oh.
Yeah, she went out to dinner with us one night. We had a big group of people that went out to dinner. Olivia and
yeah,
Lisa,
that's the one I missed out on.
And Lisa organized it. Yeah, and Lisa organized it, and it was a great dinner. It was a lot of fun. And so they got that together, and so we got a chance to say hello a little bit. But you couldn't talk to everybody at that table. I mean, it was a long table.
I think it was when the Drew Brown was there and a couple of other people.
Yeah,
Aiden was there, but Aiden I met a day before, so I was not that sad. I missed out on meeting him. But Drew was kind of, because I wore a mask for part of the show when it was very crowded, so I do talk to Drew on and off. But when I'm wearing a mask, people don't really, recognize her that much. So I was sad that I was not able to talk to him kind of face to face. So, but next time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And apparently I was wrong. $26 a drink. I don't know, Bart. I think you got a discount.
Good Lord. That's a lot of money for a drink. Good Lord.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. So you go there and you have a choice between, let's say, 2 nights, 2 drinks, or a pen.
Well, there you go. That's what it comes down to, right? It's like, yeah. No, I mean, I do try to, I mean, I'm lucky. I'm able to save up the money to do. I can't travel the country the way some folks do. I don't know how they do it. It's like traveling with the Grateful Dead or something, but I never
Wow.
understood how people did that either. But I'm able to go
I have
to
a
the two
remark
shows.
on that one. I know quite a few people. I have no idea how they did it. My father-in-law did it.
Yeah, no, there were I knew a lot of people in Berkeley who would like travel with the dead. Yeah, when I was in school there.
Yeah, I
So
feel like you've experienced the real Berkeley the way I've never experienced it, because I moved here about 6 years ago.
it has changed a lot. It has changed a lot. There was not a single chain store on Telegraph when I was there. There was not, nothing on Shattuck was very different when I was there. But I don't know. Every time I go back to Berkeley, I realize just how little of Berkeley I actually spent time in, because I was the student first
Right.
with a bicycle, which very quickly got stolen, and then I was just on foot. So there's all these like I was in neighborhoods in Berkeley a couple weekends ago. I had no idea they even existed. So, but it has changed a lot. It has changed. The campus feels pretty much the same. The campus feels pretty much the same when I go to see my old building, the philosophy department building and all that. And, so.
I wonder if it's the same one. I've taken classes in modern history. I think it might be the same building.
Moses Hall. It looks kind of Moorish, actually, which really stands out on that campus. There's not many other Moorish buildings.
In relationship to Campanile, how is it?
Just down the street. So if you went through Sather Gate and you turned right up the hill, and like Wheeler's over on your left, that huge hall, Wheeler's over on your left, then just a little further up on the right is Moses, and then the Campanile is just further up on the left. Yeah.
Yeah, I've taken a few classes there. There you go. Well, you're gonna come out. We'll have to hang out.
Yeah.
And so I have an access to a physics department if you'd like a tour.
Oh wow. Cool.
So we can do that. But and then I'm gonna plug in. Friday nights is when I do my sort of winding down with some wine and pens. At the
faculty. You've been over there at the faculty club with pens hanging out, right? I've seen your stuff. Yeah.
People come in, give me a look, and some are older faculty members, and they're like, I've used that before.
Interesting. I had my graduation right outside the faculty club, and then the party was inside the club.
Nice.
That's where we did our graduation.
I feel like they've never remodeled it. I've seen it in pictures, and it looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
It smells the same, probably.
Probably, yeah. A frightening thought. Yeah.
I know, we lost some people there. But I'm very excited. Just we've talked with you for a while, and then you're like, hey, I went to Berkeley for undergrad. That was fun.
It was a blast.
Yeah.
It was a blast.
All right. So my other question is, so the one pen brand that you mentioned in your interview with Alexandra that I've been curious about for a while is Aurora.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So how are you liking it?
I love Auroras. I mean, it is the pen I have the most of. In terms of the brands. This I got this Aurora at the San Francisco Pen Show.
Ooh.
I love a black and gold pen.
The 88.
Yeah, this is an 88. And with this guilloche gold-plated cap. And I had Kirk Spear do a Cursive Smooth Italic
Nice.
on this nib for me. I am a big Cursive Smooth Italic person. It's all about the Cursive Smooth Italics.
Remind me, I have a question about that.
Yeah. But I Aurora, it's kind of like Sailor pens. You have to like feedback. So, because they do all their own nibs, they make their own nibs, but they do have feedback. Now, of course, you can take any nib and have it, ground so it has more or less feedback, right? However, I mean, if you're going for the character of a nib, why would you bother if you were,
Right.
So I always say preserve the feedback because a lot of my nibs get ground. So I say to preserve the feedback. I like feedback. You were sweet and mentioned my handwriting. In your intro, if I don't have some feedback, it's harder to control in the cursive, right? That flow kind of is just enough friction to, like, sometimes I write with some pilots that are just sort of, woo, and I'm sort of off the page, right? Although not always, some of them do have feedback. The vanishing points seem to have more feedback than the others. I'm not sure why, but
I agree.
yeah, but I really love those nibs. I don't love a really bouncy nib, but I like a little bit of a bouncy nib. I like it to have a little give. Like I had a soft fine platinum and I sold it because it was just too much give. But the Aurora nibs have just enough to be really lovely to use. And they just make such a gorgeous line, such a gorgeous line. And they're beautiful and elegant. I mean, I love an Italian pen. Like, you like an Italian pen.
Yeah, I do.
I love an Italian pen. I love that aesthetic. And so, they've just been great pens for me. They've been great pens for me.
Let me see what Italian pens do I have on. Ooh, I do. So this one was done by Annabelle as well, because I was terrible. I booked 2 of her slots. So I had the whole hour with her. I'm a terrible person. And so I got this beautiful stipula pen in broad. Yeah. I did not really care about that broad. And so she made it a stubbish, she called it a stubbish italic.
Nice.
And I'm so happy. I'm just very happy.
her nibs, she doesn't even offer a smooth italic because all of her italics are smooth somehow. But I don't know. I don't want to speak ill. I use all of them. I love Gina. I love Kirk. I love CY. I love all of them. They're all dear to me. But something about the way that she does her nibs, like this was my big purchase at San Francisco Pen Show.
Ooh, I was about to ask.
This is a King of Pen in Briarwood.
And you like the wooden pens?
I do.
These people, okay.
I do. And so she did this. This is a medium nib. It's massive. I mean, you can go out and dig a garden with it if you need a spade. But she does. Like I said, she doesn't even offer smooth italic because somehow you get this incredibly fine line variation, and yet it's not as position independent as some other people's, even some other people's cursive smooth italics. I don't understand what she does. I think she's actually a witch,
right?
A nib grinder.
I think it's the classic. So I think we come back to the problem that is nib grinding in general and the way it's being taught. A lot of times, and I do not, like if you're self-taught, it's amazing. A lot of times it's a trade that's being passed down.
Yeah.
Which is a different thing because Gina has gotten that. She's gotten that as someone taught her.
Yeah, Martishaw. John Martishaw.
And the difference, I think Kirk learned, correct me if I'm wrong, he learned, he's self-taught.
Claims to be self-taught. I know I always say claims to be. I don't want to make it sound like he's not telling the truth. He says that that's his journey.
Right.
Yeah.
And there
yeah.
are different journeys, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
it's like a signature in a way. It's so personal, and it's such a different way of getting there.
Right.
And you know, with Annabelle, she was very classically trained in that way. She was trained as a jeweler, because, you know, coming from Europe, for me too, it's like it's a part of your jewelry training. I was looking into becoming a jeweler once upon a time, long time ago. And that's like one of the directions they offer you, you know, still in some places. So I think that might be just working differently or being taught differently.
I think you're probably right. I think the use of the tools that she uses too, basically she's using practically an electron microscope, looking at that thing. She can really see such an incredible minute difference in what she's doing. And I do think that may make a difference as well. I'm not certain, but clearly the classical training is there. I mean, and you know, it's a wonder, but this pen, I mean, my goodness, this pen just how this thing writes, it's beyond. I didn't have any King of Pens before that, but I was looking for one when I got up there, and then that one popped up, and I just thought, oh my God, you know, this is insane. I've got to get it.
So we're back at the grind. Yeah, I think Bart, you should talk to Annabelle on that one. You might change your mind. I changed my mind with the needlepoint with her. It's the best needlepoint I've ever tried, and I was like, you know what? So I had the pen I just showed a while ago. I got it new old stock from Germany, and it was the last. It's not the Bordeaux that they just released. It's the last one they released, 2006. Nice. And it had the fine, and it was a terrible nib. It was not good. It was scratchy. And I brought it to her, and I thought maybe I can have her, you know, have it be smooth and stuff like that. And I was like, I was about to sell it. I'm not going to keep it. And then she's like, maybe you want to try a different brand. And I tried some of her samplers that she had, and she had that needlepoint, and I was like, oh my God. And it wrote in reverse, and it was smooth, and it was not, you know, the scratchy weird.
Yeah.
You could see the properties of ink.
Yeah.
And I've never seen that with a needlepoint.
I know.
Even fine, you know, a lot of fines don't have that. So very highly recommended. And I think you and I had that conversation that when it comes to gold nibs, she's my go-to.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I really do appreciate what she does. I mean, it is truly remarkable how she does. I don't understand all of what she's doing, but you know, it is worth it. You know, it is definitely worth it. And, you know, it's always fun to just sit and talk with her. You know, she's, you know, my wife is from the Netherlands, and we want to move to Vienna when I retire. And so we've got that nexus, you know, because that's where she's from, Vienna, but she grew up in the Netherlands and lived in the Netherlands.
Nice. Well, I think we have much more in common than we think, because my husband apparently wanted to move to Europe too.
Yeah.
So we have to talk.
Yeah.
And yes, Gina. So Gina, with her journal nib, I talk to Gina sometimes, but I've been so unfortunate just booking anything with her. It's
very hard.
Impossible.
We're so fortunate here in LA because Gina goes to Flax Pen and Paper when they have trunk shows and things like that. So we're able to get their nibs in a way that we couldn't. I tried to book with Gina at the San Francisco Convention, and I was there literally exactly on time, and I still couldn't get anything, you know. But I thought, well, I'm not going to try to push it because I can see them down here, and so. But the journaler nib is very nice. I had Gina do the journaler nib on my SD Coffee Monsters Co. pen. And which I didn't get with the journaler, but Gina did it afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was, but they're very nice. They're very nice.
Yeah, it's there's someone I really want to have, like, I think in person conversation. I think that's another aspect of booking your time with a nymph grinder.
Yeah.
I do not know if all of them want to talk, but a lot of times you do get that time and chance to connect with them, and
Oh yeah.
that's the beauty of it too.
There are some, I mean, I have some of the most intellectual discussions in my life talking to CY while he does my nibs.
I love that.
We talk all about socialism and economics and politics, and he's brilliant. He's one of the most articulate people I've ever met. I so enjoy people who use precise language, who genuinely say what they mean to say, which is sadly not as common as one might hope. And he just listening to him talk just makes me happy. So we always have a good time.
Never had anything done by him, so I need to book that too. I think you were the one who sent me a link, and I was like, I should, but I was like looking at Annabelle. It's like, I gotta wait. I don't know how much that's gonna cost.
Yeah, no, you have to be careful. Yeah.
But next time I'm going for. That was like my whole strategy was just like going in for one and like really having that experience. And I considered, everyone else, but I was like, have to experience one person. I mean, a lot of people are good at like dividing their attention and like splitting it and, being everywhere. But for me to have that quality time and for me to remember people and hopefully for people to remember me, I have to go with one or two. And that was my choice at that point.
Oh, excellent choice. No ways about it.
Oh, right. That was also my Mont Blanc at stake. So,
Right. Yes. Well, there you go.
All right, Bart.
Mullet grind.
Mullet grind. Oh, God.
Grind forward and pod reverse. That's so good. I love that. Bart, if you like those architects, then you got to print. That's the thing with me. I don't like the architect nibs because I don't like to print. It's all about cursive for me. So I'm not a big printer, but
I do agree with Arcboy here because I think that's the beauty of having so many different ways of getting there, right? So many different nib grinders, and they all bring something extremely different to the table. And I think that's why you should try as many as you can.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of thanking you. Yeah. That is a very good tip.
Oh, yeah. No. By the way, in Gene, it goes by they.
Yes.
But is the great thing. Both Gina and Matt Chen frequently do things at Flax, so we're able to get to both of them that way here in LA or in Southern California, and so we're pretty lucky.
Yeah, and I think Kirk is Kirk local to Colorado?
Yeah, he's in Colorado. I'm not sure what city, but he's in Colorado. Yeah.
Yeah, so he is pretty great too. I mean, he's my go-to for spare nibs. He pretty much has a monopoly on them.
Right.
Oh, cool. And my two other things that I bought in San Francisco is another California treasure, Peyton Street pens. And I think they're San Diego, maybe?
Peyton Street?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're further up north. Where are they from?
And so this pen was, as I say, cheaper than Esty, which it was. And it has a, 18 karat Cartier nib. It's a smaller nib, but I mean, this was amazing. So I had to, I have had my eye on Peyton Street pens for a while, and they only go to 2 shows and maybe DC. I don't know if they go to DC, but probably.
I think they go to San Francisco and California. They're in Santa Cruz.
And so I was like, is it as good as I think it is? And it really is. I think it's even better than I thought it was.
I've gotten a couple of pens from them over the years. I like them. They're nice.
So that was amazing just to kind of get to know them. And this is Conway Stewart vintage resin.
Lovely.
Yes, you can have my money.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And another person that is very rare to meet is Rob from Rob Penworks.
Oh yeah, I love Rob.
And then I picked up my custom from him. So
That is so. I love that red burl in the middle. It's just so gorgeous. Does that have the maple leaves in it, or what does that have?
it has the maple leaves. I don't know if
Yeah.
anyone can see
Yeah.
them.
I love
And
them.
this is a foam burl because,
Yeah.
unlike you, I do not like wooden pens that much.
Yeah.
But I'm open to them.
Yeah. Well, the process that he goes through to create that, if it is real, so he does real wood and then faux burl both. But you can see some video of him, like he was trained by some other master on how to impregnate that real wood with resin. It's amazing to watch what he does. I think I saw it. I think he was interviewed on Fig Boot, and I think
he's an engineer. He's a scientist.
Yeah,
so
I think Fig
he uses
Boot
that part.
I think Fig Boot is the one who showed him doing that process. But I could be wrong. But it's really, but yeah, he's also just one of the most charming people on the planet. And
also
they did
someone
really,
you will only meet San Francisco and California, right? That's it.
Yeah. But he's a gem. He's connected to our Glam Pig group down here in LA.
Nice.
So we get a chance to see him sometimes too. Yeah.
Right, Bart. Real talk, Bart. Are you gonna get some Conway Stewart blanks and make some pens, please? Thank you.
He did one for me.
Oh, did he now?
I've got that pistachio blank.
Ooh, that's one of the best ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Where is that?
He also had the Karina pen at San Francisco, which was very nice. He had a collaboration with Karina, which was a good pen too.
Yes. No, that was new too. Yeah. This is the one that he did for me. The Zodiac.
Nice.
And,
Cancer?
Yeah, the Cancer. Yeah, sorry. They're all Zodiac, right? Yeah, this is the Cancer model. Yeah.
Nice.
It's just a great pen.
That's beautiful.
Really great pen. Yeah. I saw him talking about that, and I got on it's like, make me one of those pens.
All right. So you have some good people up there. So the other person I know that comes to the pen meetup is, what was his name? He refurbishes the vintage pens.
Stacy.
Yes, Stacy.
Stacy Hills. Yeah.
He's great. Oh my God. Love that guy.
Yeah.
I have a couple of pens from him. And
yeah.
One of the people, there are a couple of people, my regrets. We're going to talk about regrets of San Francisco. One of the people I really regret not meeting, and we talked about meeting, and he had his wife and a kid. And I'm a porcelain kind of person that works with porcelain and clay and pottery. So I was very excited to meet them, but it was so big. It was so hectic. I never got to meet them. So Stacy is the one person I didn't meet, and another person, oh my God, there's so many. I was like, maybe next time. But that's how Eric Atelier Lusso, that was another person I really wanted to meet.
Stacy, I just got this from Stacy a couple of weeks ago. This is a Triumph. Oh goodness, what is the name? It's one of the largest ones that they had.
So not tuck away.
No, it's not a tuck away because it has the longer clip. Yeah. Sentinel. Ooh. It's a Sentinel Deluxe. And I'll tell you, this is one of the best writers I've had. They just, and it writes so beautifully on the reverse too. So you've got got sort of a medium fine line, and then you've got a serious extra fine line on the reverse, and it's smooth as silk on the reverse. And he didn't, he adjusted the nib to make sure it was good. He didn't grind it at all. It's just, that's the stock nib.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know
Just,
he works with Gina for some nibs as well, which is awesome.
yeah, yeah. No, he's Paper Once a Pen. If you want to know more
Right.
about, if you want to know more about Stacy, look up Paper Once a Pen,
Yeah.
and just really specializes in Schaefer and
Mhm.
Parker, but especially Schaefer uh, vacuumatics. He loves Schaefer vacuumatics. And this is
Some
an, this is a vacuumatic too, but it's not one that you have to open up the end on.
I've gotten a Schaefer from him as well, but
Yeah.
so he sometimes he has other pens on as
Oh
well.
yeah. Yeah.
And he's also like he's been incredibly just generous with information as far as, finding someone close to you because he's so connected with,
Yeah.
People who restore pens around
No, he's
all of the United States.
one of the sweetest. It's one of the sweetest people, and his wife is also amazing, Jill. She makes pen cases,
Yeah.
um, and various, and jewelry. I mean, she doesn't sell the jewelry much, but
Yeah.
she has a jewelry business.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's my regret, is someone I did not meet. And Eric Atelier Lusso, I feel so ashamed. I was so overwhelmed talking about, big shows and stuff.
Yeah.
I was so overwhelmed. And I was just like, all right. So for me to kind of perform my best, I have to have my core group of
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
around me. And it's so funny because I think 2 times I was looking straight at Eric, and he sold out so quickly because he makes just incredible
Right.
stuff.
Yeah.
And so 2 times I looked at him and he was like walking nearby something. I was just, I never really talked to him. And I was just like, oh.
One tip I have for pen shows in my experience now is to make plans with people before you leave. Like literally, we will meet at this time for coffee. We will meet at this time for lunch.
Yeah, it's good.
And that can really, now that can be a little bit harder with a maker, because but still you can arrange various things. You can arrange things in the evening, right? But that's been my success and it's not perfect. I don't get a chance. You and I didn't get a chance to hang out. But we
No,
didn't
that's why we're doing this right now. So,
but we didn't make a plan. But we didn't make a plan ahead of time, right? So that's the thing, right? That's what I'm trying to sort of get more geared into. So that way, yeah, sure, there's still some spontaneous things that happen. But if I really want to make sure I see somebody, it's like, we're going to have coffee at 2:00, on Saturday, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So here's my question.
Yes.
Have you heard there's going to be a stationary fest? The same place, but in March.
I just heard somebody talk about this either on a show or in an Instagram post or something. I'm not quite sure. I have heard this.
Would you consider coming out
to San Francisco for just Stationary Fest? Probably not, because I really can't I just can't travel to that many shows and stay overnight. I have to save up the money to make it work, and I sell pens and, figure out how I'm going to pull together I'm a government worker, so I'm not, I have to be cautious, but I would enjoy it, I'm sure. And I do love stationery. I love pads and paper and, and stickers and things like that. I do enjoy even wax stamps, wax seals, but I just don't spend as much time on it. I've gotten addicted to stickers because they're fast, There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
Someone's wondering. It's one of many things I collect.
Yeah. No,
These are like 150 years old though.
Oh, wow. That's neat.
Why in the whole world? But I do, and I use them for my pottery. So this is the Meissen. I suspect this is a French family. It's about 200 years old. So Meissen porcelain used to be a big thing. So it's part, if someone doesn't know, I used to work in diplomacy. And so it's a big name in diplomacy, especially if we're thinking the older days, right? The city-states and stuff like that. So this is definitely Meissen porcelain, and this is silver, pure silver.
That's
family
cool.
crest.
That's
And
cool.
I'm crazy about these things, and
Yeah.
I don't know why. There you go.
Yeah. No, they're fun. They're fun. So yeah, I would venture up there just for the fun of it, but I just can't make that many trips. You know, I've been thinking about trying to maybe get out to DC just to be able to
Mm.
see some folks I can never see out here. Although luckily we're dragging Carmen across the coast, across to this coast this next time, so that'll be good. You know.
I might go to DC in January, so I'm considering Philadelphia Pen Show potentially.
Yeah. Philly's supposed to be a pretty nice show. Carmen can tell you about it. She's been.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to know more about it, I know she's been to it. I mean, she's there in Pennsylvania, so she can tell you more.
You sort of want to space them out, right? Talking about
Yeah.
it, spending, especially right now, you kind of want to be a little bit more mindful. So San Francisco was end of August, beginning of September. So this is kind of a good kind of space, enough space, right?
Yeah.
And then I was considering in the summer, but slightly maybe further away from San Francisco. I am very tempted by Portland, just because it's not too far. You can take.
Well, it's always nice. Portland is a beautiful city, and yeah, that would be fun.
So it's nice. Bart and I have a bit of an inside joke about Portland, just because I'm gonna shame him. He had someone work at the table with him. He does not remember that person's name, and they were with him for 2 days or 3 days.
Is this in Portland?
Yep.
I was gonna say, you better know Lisa. He had Lisa working with him down here, so it's like, you better know Lisa.
Yeah, I mean, Lisa. Yeah, we know Lisa, but it was just so funny. It was my San Francisco joke. It was just Bart not trying to remember this person's name. It's just coming up blank.
Well, it happens. I have my senior moments, goodness knows. So, yeah.
So, San Francisco, and I need a show that is like nice distance enough if I'm going to Philadelphia. So I am looking at DC, but DC is a little too close. I feel like I'm curious about DC.
Yeah, I'm curious about DC. I mean, it's so huge. I mean, it's also, like it's like San Francisco, I guess, although even a little bit bigger, maybe. So I'm curious about it. We've got kind of a goddaughter who lives in DC, so maybe we could connect that, and see her and her husband, or her fiance, hope by then maybe husband. So,
yeah, we have family there too, so it would be very nice. So what else is there? St. Louis is something else that's happening in the summer, I think. That is, my husband has one of his best friends from Berkeley. They did PhD together. Now him and his family lives there, and we receive cards from them and gifts from them every single holiday, and I still have not really met them in person, so this might be a chance to
be good.
Yeah. So definitely I'm thinking 2 maybe shows before San Francisco if I'm lucky, but maybe at least one. So
yeah, well, do come to the California show if you can. It'll be fun.
Yeah, I would love that. So if Philadelphia is not going to happen, I think it will be California, just because it really is 40-minute flight.
Yeah, I mean, you can't beat it. I mean, it's so easy. Yeah.
And guess what? He still doesn't know who she was. Bart, I'm glad you remember my name.
By the way, you just had a birthday. Happy birthday.
Well, I had it for a while, but thank you.
Yeah.
So what I do, real talk in this time and place in life. But, it's been an interesting couple of years, just personally, world, personal. My parents are going through things. So I've decided to do that. I'm buying things and I'm putting them away, and they're kind of designated for my birthday and for, stuff. And
Right.
sometimes I do not open them on my actual birthday or on my actual whatever, but I open them as I feel I need encouragement in my life. So that was
Right.
kind of a birthday, but not a birthday.
Okay. Well, I loved the Ancora pen that you had. That looked, I don't know enough about Ancora. I know they did. I see fairly frequently they did a pen that looks a lot like the Aurora, like the 88s, the 88Ks and things like that. The 50s and 60s Auroras as opposed to the 40s Auroras. I've seen those, but I haven't seen any of the sort of the pre-shutdown, earlier pens. So I looked at that green one that you had. That was awfully pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was, that's the beauty of it. And I buy a lot of things secondhand, and I feel
Yeah.
I'm one of those people who likes the stories behind them. And
Yeah.
I love that energy that people got it for them and for themselves. And they just loved it. And it was in the moment and they treasured it. And now I get it from, their kids who are like, oh, I don't know anything about fountain pens. You want to have it? And I was like, yeah, it's a good deal, but it's a good story too,
Yeah, that was neat that you were able to actually get sort of the real provenance on that, in that particular one. I often will make up the stories of the vintage pens I have. I imagine the lives that they've lived. But to actually be able to speak to the kids of the person who had it, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And they're like, well, my father-in-law in this case, my father-in-law was a very particular man. He would buy two of them. And that one he would use, and the other one he would put away. And so I got the one, he didn't ever open.
Yeah, that's neat.
People are just talking about the shows that they really like. Chicago is a little. When is it? Is it in April? I think so. It's sort of in this weird part of the year that I was like, well, because we are slightly tied to, like the way semester goes, like
academic.
Yeah,
stuff.
so April is just not a great time. But I wish Chicago sounds like it's a good one.
It's a great town. I love Chicago as a town. Other than sort of late January and late July. Talk about the extremes, but it's a beautiful town. Great architecture.
Yeah, it was my first time I've ever went to the US when I was like in my early 20s was Chicago. And I used to be a performer. I used to go with the choir.
Oh, wow.
So we went to Chicago. That was my first time, and my first time in the US. And I was about 2 months short of being 21. And it was shocking because a few of us were, under 21, and we were not allowed to the bars. And it was shocking coming from Europe because you are.
Right.
At that age. I was like, what? I want to hear a jazz musician, but it's in the bar. And I'm not allowed.
Yeah. No, that is true. That is true. Every time I go to Chicago, I drop in at Atlas, because Atlas is such a great physical store.
It's a beautiful store. Yeah. So Chicago is no go for me, unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, you have any more questions? I think we're going to be hanging around for maybe 5 to 10 minutes more. So if you're going to say something and ask her any questions, we're happy to be here. But I just remembered italics.
Oh, yeah, the cursive smooth italic.
So I remember you selling a pen. And it was an italic grind, cursive smooth, I think, and it was by Sean Design.
Oh yeah. That was actually their stock cursive. And
I had to try it. That's what I tried at San Francisco, and I think I understand why you sold it. I was surprised by it.
There were a couple. I mean, it's a beautiful pen. it's too small for me. That's what I, I mean, it's basically the size of a ProGear Slim, like a
Mm-hmm.
Sailor ProGear Slim, and I've had to sell all my ProGear Slims. They're just too small. But it's a gorgeous pen and it's very lovely. That it doesn't claim to be a smooth cursive italic. It claims to be a cursive, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's very position dependent, so you just have to be aware that that's what is going to be the case, right? And I didn't favor it because I thought about just keeping the nib because it comes out. You can put it on and you can put those nibs on any Yovo. They're built with that I don't know assembly, and so. But in the end, I didn't care for it because it was too position dependent, and I write letters. I don't want to be that fussy,
For me, I was taken back by how broad it felt.
Yeah.
Felt much too broad, and then I tested their fine and their medium. In medium, I could live with, but fine is where it was for me.
Yeah.
And also with their nibs, you can write in the reverse. So that's a good one too. And fine was just working both ways for me.
The one good thing I liked about that cursive smooth was that it had an architect reverse. It wasn't smooth, just cursive. It had an architect reverse, and I don't have any architects, so it was kind of fun to have one just handy, but it wasn't enough to keep the pen.
Yeah.
I needed to find other pens.
No, that was so interesting because I remember you selling it. I think it was right before the show, and I was like, I wonder why you're selling it. And I was like, I had to try, and I had to fight, to get to the table because there were so many people. And then I got there and I tried it, and I was, I think I get it now.
Right. Arc Boy, I know some of them. Like Kirk has his Imperial grind, that he's kind of created. Gina has a couple of grinds. I don't remember the name. Matthew Chen has the Kadachi nib. I don't remember Annabelle has a signature nib, but I don't know if she has a signature grind.
So JJ Lax is the scribe, I think.
Right.
I do not remember who does mini stuff, but Gina, they make the journal one for Esther Rugg, but that's her signature thing in general.
Right. So, but I'm so stuck on italic, cursive smooth italics that I don't venture out very much because I just when I get that little hairbreadth line coming up, like if I'm making an H or something, and you've got that little hair's breadth line coming up before you have that first downstroke, that just makes me giddy. I mean, I know I'm sounding completely insane. Only people like us would understand that, but it's just so lovely. It's just so pretty, and you can only get that with a cursive italic or a cursive smooth italic.
So if you have not tried, next time try the older Pelikan. So the old ones, I feel like I just got a new Pelikan 800 and I'll have an unboxing coming soon. But the nibs are different. This one, I feel like it's so much more kind of stubbish and much more italic. And I had my husband try my pens and he really gravitated because he always gravitates towards italics.
Yeah.
I think this was a better deal in a way.
I have an older one too. This is the Two Chicks. And I bought this from Rick the Penguin, who's up in the Berkeley. Actually, he was an old Berkeley professor. Yeah, he's always at the shows. And I took it to Kirk, and he put a cursive smooth italic on it, and it is a dream. This pen is a dream. That's where I learned about Kujaku, and that's the only ink that lives in this pen. I have very few pens that only have one ink, but this pen only has the Kujaku, and it has the Kirk's italic on it. So, But yeah, I love this pen. I'm
Nice.
fortunate.
Apparently,
Kirk does a mini stub. Yeah, Matthew and Gina will do a mini stub too. I have a couple of I might not remember the name of the German company.
book. Maybe
No,
Bob.
no. It's they make a Diplomat. I have a couple of
Oh.
Diplomat. I have a couple of Diplomat steel nibs that are mini stubs from Gina and from Matt Chen. So
Nice.
yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, you have to. If you know any Berkeley pen people, let me know. I keep on going. So I love our San Francisco get-togethers. So if you ever come out and there's a pen club meeting, it's always in the rickshaw factory. So it's a lot of fun, you know. Like it's rickshaw factory once.
I saw some pictures. Yeah, I saw some pictures.
And then the other ones are in San Mateo, which is a little different as far as me getting from here via public transit. So.
Right.
But we have good meetings, you know, and it's a lot of fun. But I've been trying really hard to kind of start something in Berkeley because I think we do have people here for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah. So send them my way if you know someone.
I will. I will indeed.
So yeah, guys, if you have any more questions, leave them. But it's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
And thank you. And I feel like this is my way of reconnecting with people. I really wish I had much more time in San Francisco because we didn't really make any plans, right?
Well, now we know, and now you're more likely to make a plan, so that's perfect.
Yeah. So that's definitely happening next time.
Yeah.
And that's a tip for everyone else if you're coming out, especially if you know, for me, it's not such a big hole, but I saw people, you know, that was the funny part. My Saturday, I took a Saturday off just kind of like for myself, for my mental health, I guess, you know, it was so many people. It was so much fun that I was like, I need that time. And I would just go, there's like a gorgeous walk that you take and you see the planes land because it's really close to the airport.
Mm-hmm.
And you just sit down and people sit down next to you and they're, you know, they flew in from Chicago for 2 days. And I was like, this is crazy. Right. But especially if you do, you know, do that trip, make that trip for 2 days, make plans with people. Don't do what I did.
Yeah. Make the best of it. Yeah.
Make the best of it. And you just told us how to, because it's such a simple thing, but before you kind of like, you know, you're like, we should have done this before. It's like, I had no idea for some weird reason, because you get so into it. You get so kind of overwhelmed in a good way, right?
Right.
Aww.
Good night, Carmen. Thank you so much for coming.
Carmen.
Good to see you.
It was fun. Thank you. Yeah, I'm so just happy to see a couple of people. It was their first time, I think, coming out here, which was so much fun. And Carmen was one of them.
Yeah.
And I am so excited. You know, my channel's growing. Oh, Pens and Ponderings. Thank you so much.
Hey, Freddie. Thank you. Good to see you. Thanks for coming.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, there you go. You brought some new people.
Hey. I texted it away trying to let people know you were going to have this show. So yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. And before we go, so the random fun thing that happened to me at the party about Saturday night, and today is Monday, so about 2 days ago, was hanging out with some people we knew, and then, you know, most of them physics, chemistry, with sciences here at Berkeley, postdocs and, you know, professors, the usual mingling. And I had my Mont Blanc with me, but not the fountain pen. I regret to tell you, because I would not take my fountain pen to hand it to people.
Right.
It's a rollerball, you know, whatever. But I have this 144 in rollerboard form, and I have it in my purse. So I take it out. We were like doing something, and people needed to write with something, and I hand it to people. Someone writes with it, doesn't say anything, right? And then someone else wrote with it, and they were like, "Oh my God, you don't just hand it out to people." And that's how you know they're into pens, because next thing you know, we spent like 2 hours talking about fountain pens.
So cool. Nice. Well, nice. Happy accidents.
That was fun. Yeah. All right, you guys, it's been a pleasure. And
So much fun. Thanks everybody for coming.
Ben, you stick around, but we're
I will.
ending the stream. All right, you
Bye
guys.
now. Bye everybody.
Bye.